Alright, this is a little follow-up to my recovery gear video that I just shot. So this is my drawer. It's a Tuffy drawer for an FJ Cruiser. It was in the 75, 80 pound range, somewhere around there. And I don't know, $300-400, something like that. So it was a little bit of a spend. I don't like it as much as I used to because it came flat packed, and so you kind of bolt it all together and you slide it in there. And if you're doing a lot of off-roading and if you filled it up with a couple 100 pounds of stuff, there's a lot of side-to-side motion. I've had to ratchet down some of the bolts again, so it's probably not something I would recommend for anybody who's going to be doing off-road use. But the drawer itself is pretty darn nice. You can see I've packed it up pretty full. In fact, I was so happy. I'm like, oh, okay, wow, this game of Tetris really worked out. All that stuff is packed in there really nice. And then I realized I didn't put my little air compressor in there, so it's not in fact as nice. I gotta figure out where to put that. Yeah, so this is kind of my drawer and how I pack up. Oops, looks like I'm gonna have to adjust that, but fits everything pretty good. It's pretty deep. You can see I added some reflective tape, so if I'm on the side of the road, side of the highway, and I got this thing open, a little extra reflection. And then these guys here are pretty new. They're just some little, I think they call them electronic flares. So there's a hook back there. You can mount them with a magnet. You got a little USB to keep them charged, and I just sort of keep them there. They stay on. Okay, the magnet isn't really that strong, so you're not going to be driving down the street with them, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm kind of keeping them on there, and should I be on the side of the road, I would definitely be using them. They're pretty bright, and three is a good number. I will say that I'm a huge fan of having actual real flares. Right there, flares next to my fire extinguisher. Because there's nothing like a bright flare to get somebody's attention. And I probably saved somebody from hypothermia once at a four-wheel drive-in trailhead. After a long day of rain wetting everything down. That's a whole story. But a flare will put wet wood to the torch, and it'll get a nice cheery fire going. So I'm a huge fan of carrying real flares, and I'll carry even one flare if I'm just backpacking. I'll slide, even if it's a half a flare, you cut it in half, or get one of the shorter length ones. So I'm starting to wander and babble, but anyway, I wanted to kind of show it packed up. The door is pretty nice. I will say that when you're on an incline, you know it when you're either trying to stop this thing from sliding out or trying to push it back in. I've added a couple little hooks, little magnetic hooks to grab stuff off. Don't use them too much, but sometimes use them to hang garbage off the side of the vehicle. And in keeping with the recovery equipment theme, there's the mount for the High Lift Extreme. And if I'm not mistaken, the only thing that makes it quote-unquote extreme was that sort of yellowish silver extra piece that would mount on there that you saw on the table. So it's pretty much the same thing, but that mount is pretty good. Just as long as you wrench it down tight, it works good. And then you can see I've added a little more conspicuity tape to that, just like the back of the truck. And that's, I got some Max Tracks up there too, which are a pretty important piece of gear. I can't believe I forgot about that. Oof. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for now. I see my battery's about to go, so this is Restless Adventure signing off.